Hi and welcome to this short demonstration of code control. This is Joris van Leeuwen speaking, and I'm making this video to demonstrate the code monitors that are included in the code control package. For those who don't know, code control is a model view controller framework made for Unity. Code monitoring is only a small part of code control, as it also includes a global messaging system, models that are savable even with internal references, and controllers that have a forced relationship with their model. We have a website at unitycodecontrol.com which has a bunch of tutorials, documentation of the code, and the monitors which we will go through in a bit, and also a support page in form of a Reddit thread. So let's get started by showing off the demo that we've made. Here we can create a new level, load a saved level, or save the current level. We can spawn a bunch of turrets, we can make them target each other so they will shoot rockets, and we can destroy turrets which will automatically destroy the rockets that were shot. Like I said, we can save this level, then we can create a new level and make it a bit different, and then load up the level and it will load the exact level that we saved before. To open the code monitors of code control, we go to Window and hit Code Control Monitors, and that will display this window right here. I'll drag it down. We have the message flow, the model relations, and the model structures monitor. We will go through each of them. What I would like to point out is that these monitors respond to the code that is written. So for each project that is made using code control, be it a strategy game or a shooter, the monitors will output different useful results. The message flow gives an insightful view of the use of global messaging in code control. If we go to the demo again, we can see in the monitor what code is sending messages to what. Here the mode changer, we can open the code, is sending out a message, game mode message, which includes the mode that it wants to change to, and the camera rotator listens to that message, which we can see here, message.addListener. It's listening to the game mode message and it uses the game mode change method to handle that change. So if I click through the game a bit more, we can see more messages pop up, and we can basically see which part of the code is sending messages and which parts of the code are listening to those messages. Next up we have the model relations. We'll go through the demo again. And the model relations basically shows what part of the code is changing a model and what part of the code is listening to that model's change. So here, for example, we have the rocket controller, which is changing the blue line, changing the rocket model's data, which in turn notifies the rocket controller for it being changed. A rocket model is basically a data object that is savable. It has the age and the color and the starting position of that rocket model. And going back to Unity, we can see the rocket controller in its update method changing the age of the model and then notifying that change. Notifying the change will notify each part that is listening to that change, which is the rocket controller itself, which updates the position and handles the collision in hitting the target turret. The red line represents the deletion of a model. So here the rocket controller deletes the rocket model, and the rocket model notifies the controller, which in turn destroys the prefab. The model structures is the last monitor that we have, and it gives an overview of the models that we have in this game project. So we have our game model, which has one reference to a level model, which has multiple references to turrets, which we saw as the level had multiple turrets in it. We can right click the level model here to open it in Visual Studio, And here we can see indeed that it has multiple references to the turrets. If we would add a reference to a rocket model here, and we would go back to our code, then we would see that indeed the level now has a reference to the rocket model. So this gives an overview of what is referencing what, and makes it easier for programmers to see how the structure is laid out. But that's it for this quick overview of the code monitors in Code Control. I hope you got something out of it. If you have any more questions, be sure to post them at the support thread on Reddit. And thanks for watching.